One of the cool things about the Pokemon trading card game is that Japan gets the cards first. And now it does mean that they have a bit of a head start seeing these cards, and we kind of all want to play the cards just as soon as they do. But it allows us to go and see kind of where the meta is shaping. Now, Japan's meta is a little different. They play best of one versus internationally, it's best of three. But it does give us some insight on some of the other decks that can be possible in the new format Paldea Evolved. And today I've got a handful of lists that got top placings in Japan that look like off-meta decks, but maybe there's some sauce here that is worth trying out. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's head over to Pokekabook on Twitter, one of my favorite Twitter accounts that has all of the lists from Japan. Here's a list, a winning deck from May the 26th. And this one, there's a lot going on here. I guess you would call it a Leafeon deck because you have mostly Leafeons in here. But this is very much a counter box style deck where you're trying to counter hit pretty much everything in the meta. You've got yourself the Moltres for Gardevoir and for Mew. You've got the Lightning for Lugia. You've got Fire not as much. That being said, Fighting for Arceus. You've got the Radiant Charizard as an efficient endgame single prize attacker. And you've got the Zacian here from Crown Zenith that does 20 damage for plus 10 for each of your bench Pokemon. This is like a good single prize attacker to take out like Cramorant in the early game. And then on top of that, holding this together is Leafeon V, which does have the Greening Cells ability that lets you attach a grass energy. And then Leafeon V-Star, probably mostly there as a free gust, but it's not a bad attacker as well. Does 180 damage, takes 30 less damage on the following turns. And then you're just trying to hit for weakness with all of these other Pokemon. Some other cool things, we've got the Super Rod coming back. We've got an energy switch. We also have what is the name? Luminous Energy, which counts as one of any energy, but you can only have one special energy attached. If you attach another special energy, it becomes colorless. So this is the energy that kind of holds the deck together that allows you to play Dark and Lightning and Fire and Fighting all in the same deck. Also, all of these are pretty low maintenance attackers. Raikou only needs 2 energy. Entei only needs 2 energy. If there's enough Pokemon V, Zapdos only needs 1 energy, and then Moltres you can bench, and then it can just like take energy from the discard pile with this ability. So lots of different ways to attack with this deck. We've also got this this Raticate deck. This won this event, gym battle in Japan. And what's going on here is we've got the Raticate from Pokemon Go. Just as a refresher, it's got the move Super Fang for 3 colorless energy. Put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. Now you pair that with Clodsire EX, which has the ability Toxic Wetland. Once during your turn, if a stadium is in play, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. And so you take their opponent down to 10, plus 10 poison, and you are one-shotting everything in the game with Raticate. So pretty interesting combo here with Raticate and Clodsire. We've also got a Moltres here as a secondary attacker. We've also got Medicham V, which can act as a secondary attacker where you attach the double turbo on there. If Raticate isn't able to finish the job, you bring in Medicham, do 20 damage, and you get to take another turn. So there is a lot of cool sauce going on in this deck. We've even got a copy of Reversal Energy here, so we can charge up Raticate in one go. We also have some Dark Patches here to charge up the Raticate as well. And then there's one other thing. There's this card right here. I actually have no idea what this card is. If you're watching this, please leave a comment on what this card is. I know it's a gym promo in Japan, but I don't know what that is in English. We've also got some Greninja V Union sauce here, powered by Chien-Pao and Baxcalibur. You're going to be using Chien-Pao to grab energy from the deck. You'll be using Baxcalibur to attach that energy to your Pokemon. And then we've got Greninja V Union, which has a move that lets you do 100 damage to all of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And you pair that with the Earth and Seal Stone, which you see here, right? So the combo here is you're gonna put 3 energy on Lumineon, and you're gonna do Star Gravity, which puts your opponent's Pokemon V down to 100 HP left. Then you're gonna bring in Greninja and just wipe the board with it's the move that does 100 damage to everything on the bench. Really cool combo. It does freak me out that they're not running any Canceling Cologne here, because 1 Manaphy destroys the entire game plan. I guess there is something to be said where Chien-Pao is a pretty strong Pokemon on its own, but I would like to see a Canceling Cologne in here. Otherwise, though, really cool combo. And last but not least, we've got a Pawmot EX deck. Now, Pawmot EX is a card that's coming out as a starter deck in Japan. It's a stage 2 Pokemon. So it's going to be tough to set up, but it's got a really cool attack. Thunderbolt Strike. You discard 2 lightning energy from this Pokemon, and it does 220 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is 220 snipe damage. And the way this deck works, you've got Miraidon to help set up your board. We've got a lot of Flaffies for energy acceleration. And theoretically, the goal is to get multiple Pawmots set up and have multiple Flaffies on the bench. So you just fire off 220 wherever you want. It's got free retreat. You then load up the Pawmot on the bench, switch them out, hit with another 220 anywhere you want on the board. Again, this is one that got top 4 at an event in Japan on May the 24th. So definitely something to keep an eye out on here. What do you think of those lists? Are they destined to be the new... Okay, maybe it's a bit of a reach to say these are going to be the next best decks in format. However, it does showcase a bunch of cards that we don't normally see doing well in a tournament environment. Again, just as a quick summary, we're looking at a Leafeon counter box deck, a Raticate deck, a Greninja V Union deck, and a Pawmot deck, and all of which did well in smaller events in Japan. And these might not be the next deck to bring to Worlds, but if you're looking for potentially fun decks that do have a shot against some of the meta, these could be it. But let me know in the comments of this video, what do you think? Is this the spice? Is this the sauce? Let me know. And Twitch fam, we're going to keep going. But for all our friends on YouTube, we got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can also find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. like I am right now. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.